Another sort of weird piece of advice is I would give someone your login information to Etsy, because you never know what might happen. I could be in a car accident tomorrow, I hope not, but if I am, my husband has my login information. He can put my shop on something called vacation mode, which basically takes all of my items off of active display so nobody can buy anything. And then he can email people with open orders and say, hey, this happened, what would you like to do? Or, it won't ship out, or he would probably say, I have no idea what's going on your end, this is what's happened on mine, let me know what you want to do. But that way you don't have to worry about your business sort of floating off if anything tragic happens. And then hopefully that won't happen, and hopefully this will be more useful. As you're getting on Etsy and taking photographs and descriptions, I would strongly encourage you to be building your own website at the same time. And ideally, your own website should walk hand in hand with your Etsy store. A lot of things are easier to do on Etsy, such as receiving payment, but I wouldn't neglect building your own platform, because there are horror stories out there. I don't think it's very common about people who have had their Etsy shops shut overnight, and there's no way to know whether these stories are true or whether or not other things happen. But I've heard, for example, that one girl had her store shut down because she shared Wi-Fi with another girl who didn't mail out any of her orders. So the one Etsy shop was scamming people, and because they shared the same IP address, her store got shut down too. I don't know if that's true, but there are stories like that. And I'm not a huge fan of, it's called Etsy Trust and Safety. They're basically the moderators that Etsy has. So if there's a dispute, like if I have a bride who hates her wedding dress and complains to Etsy, they step in. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do have the power to shut down a store. And some of the reasons they shut down stores, sellers don't see coming. For example, I read one story about a girl who used drop shipping, and she said that in her store, and she didn't know that drop shipping, which is where she makes the craft and then somebody else ships it for her, that's technically not allowed by Etsy. I think that's sort of rude of them to do, but she had built up a business over years, and one day she went to check her orders and couldn't log in. So I would encourage you to build your own platform. It's relatively easy to do nowadays. Hosting companies like InMotion and GoDaddy don't charge a ton. It's easy to get, they're called themes. It's basically where there's a website template pre-made and you can plug in your colors and your font, things like that. And initially it can be confusing and seem like a lot, but it's pretty intuitive as to how it actually works. And it's something that I've been able to not master, but I'm getting there. I have some things that I get IT guys to help me out on, but for everyday stuff I'm able to do it myself. So I can't stress that enough. As you can, do build your own platform. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Another reason why I say that is about a year and a half ago, Etsy went public, so they're now traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and their first year or so was really rocky. And every time their stock took a hit because of their quarterly earnings or whatever, my views took a hit and my sales took a hit. So as great as Etsy is, and I do think they're really great, I do think they're definitely worth it, know that in some ways your fortunes are linked to theirs, and I would just like more security for my business. Another great thing is you can link to your website from Etsy, and they allow this. Etsy also offers a website building platform. I think it's called like Paperclip or something like that. I haven't used it, but they do promote it. I assume there's information online as to whether or not it's good. But you can link to your website from your Etsy store. And there are some people who shop on Etsy to find sellers and then go to their website to make purchases. I think these people have generally had a bad experience with the seller on Etsy and just don't want to give them the 3%. But there are some savvy shoppers who will go and price compare. So they'll see you're selling a dress for $50, but on your website you're selling it for $47 because you don't have to pay Etsy fees. And they'll buy from your website, which is ultimately what you want them to do because you want to be independent. I at least assume that you do. So know that if you do offer slightly lower prices on your website, it will pay off. There's one girl we use for rhinestones and rhinestone sashes, and I generally don't remember her store name or her website, so I'll just scroll through my favorites on Etsy, find her, and then use that to go to her website and make a purchase because her rhinestones are about $2 to $5 less there. So other people do that as well. And another sort of random piece of advice I throw out there, and this applies more to the website building and things like that, is always work with people who respect you. And I say this because a lot of the people I initially hired, I think, saw a young woman and just figured that they could do whatever they want and push me around. And unfortunately they did. And I lost a lot of money that way. And my website also almost crashed because of that as well. And it's just, I didn't listen to I didn't pay attention to how they were treating me. And unfortunately the IT world is very male dominated. Some of them are awesome and some of them didn't treat me very well. But I would encourage you to only work with people who really respect you and don't see a young woman and think that they can mistreat you or not respect you because of that.